among the various players. So, the project. Some of us, this is a repetition because this particular slide has been coming up in many of our interactions. But for some people, this is the first time they are seeing it. So the digital transformation project that we're talking about did not, just fall from the sky. It came about out of a lot of engagement, a lot of deep dive conversations. So first of all, it's based on our commitment as a country to align ourselves with the African Union goal, which is to ensure that every individual, business and government in Africa will be digitally enabled by 2030. So this project is trying to address aspects of that commitment from government, but it's also based on government policies and strategy. When my minister was talking, you heard her talking about, for instance, the National Innovation and Digital Strategy that was launched by DSTI, the National Digital Transformation Policy, which was developed by the ministry, and most of us in this room were participants, the strategy, which is still in the making. But more importantly also, it's based on what Dr. Mensah was talking about today, the Digital Economy Initiative for Africa. And for us to do that, we work with the World Bank to actually do what we call a country diagnostic assessment. So based on that country diagnostic assessment, a lot of issues came about, but those that we saw as the blockers, those that are inhibiting our progress, are some of those that the project will be addressing to. So basically, that is how the project was formulated. So it's a lot of ideas coming together to actually formulate the project. Now, what is the project development objective? 3 basic but very critical project development objective. 1, we want to be able, at the end of the project, to expand access to broadband internet. And this is very important. If you're talking about the digital economy, if we are talking about the 4th industrial estate, if we are talking about cashless society, broadband internet is the driver, is the foundation. And when we talk about broadband internet, we are really talking about not internet that we access on our mobile phones, not internet that, this is internet that can drive education, healthcare delivery. We are talking about, that is the broadband connectivity we are talking about. Another critical aspect of this is, and this one came out during the diagnostic assessment, that there was a challenge of digital skills in country. And here, when we talk about digital skills, improve government capacity to deliver public services digitally. Because in countries like our sector is the driver of the economy. Because even employment, the public sector is leading, the government is the highest employer. It shouldn't be like that. In all economies is the river, the private sector is the highest. But here, the public sector is actually driving. And also because the citizens, etc., and from the comfort of that location, get a response, process for it, possibly, but if where it is really necessary, maybe drive to Kabbalah to pick it up, but really it should be delivered to them. So that's the kind of enabler we're talking about. And how would the success of the project be measured at the end of the project completion? For access to broadband internet, we want to be able to measure people provided with new enhanced access to broadband internet, of which percentage. The project is very concerned about inclusivity, so that's why you see that even on our indicators we will be counting that. In terms of the digital adoption, we want to talk about youth beneficiaries who satisfy that's component 2, foundational to advanced digital skills. So the kind of training we are talking about is those training that after the training you can be employed, so you start receiving at least income based on the training that you receive. For government, we'll be looking at number of ministries, department, agencies benefiting from new or improved access to broadband. For those of us who are working within government, we know that this is a major challenge. It's a real challenge, especially